my sophomore year, which would have been 2005.
I had given a junior piano recital that Jake had attended, and then at breakfast the next morning, this guy in overalls eating breakfast pulled me aside and said I did a great job at the recital, and I didn't know who it was. But it turned out it was him. You don't see college students wearing that a lot, I guess. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have remembered, except that he wore those bibs. But then we both signed up for this trip to go to Italy with the Wind Symphony. We sat down to dinner one night, just happened to sit at the same table because we had some common friends. And we started talking, and we kind of just kept talking for the rest of the trip. Mm-hmm. But we learned so much about each other that night because we just talked, beforehand and during the intermission, and we just talked a lot that night. That's when I found out that you played tuba, which was a really big deal because all the men in my family played tuba, which doesn't seem like the most common of things, but all of a sudden, here's another person, another man who played tuba, and that was sort of like a sign.
Right. That was just one instance where we both knew there's something going on here, there's something really special.
Yeah.
And when everything just seems to line up, it's not really a coincidence. It's something like, there's something important about this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so we both knew within several weeks, like, yeah, for sure, this is going to be a commitment.
This is it?
Yeah.
We met on my college tour to come visit Carroll. She was my tour guide.
He was playing football, I was in 1,000 different activities. We knew each other, we knew of each other. We just didn't hang out. I lived in the Berg, and where'd you live?
In Steele.
Yeah, Sterling and I reconnected after college. So we were apart for 11 years or so? 10. I was in Pittsburgh, he was in New York. And then towards Labor Day in 2000, was it 2009? Me and my best friend were going to Culver's for some ice cream and cheese curds, and Sterling walked into the restaurant.
Actually, I think that was the first time I'd ever been to a Culver's. So my friend, we were passing by and just thought, well, hey, let's just go into Culver's. We were going somewhere else. Let's get something to eat. I've never been there. And then as I'm standing there waiting, all of a sudden I just hear someone say my name, and I turned around and it was LaToya.
Yeah.
And then,
so when I had told my friend, I said, who is that chunky chocolate man walking into the restaurant? And when I went to go out, I turned back towards him and I'm like, oh my goodness, Sterling Gray. And he's like, LaToya Connors.
Yep.
It was funny because as we were walking out of Culver's, my best friend said, that's going to be the guy you marry.
I think we had some classes together, and I had gone to UWM as a freshman, and Carol was a star here. She was a hinky honey and whatever. So anyway,
honorable mention.
In the spring of our sophomore year, we started dating. And
we went together, or we dated from our sophomore year to maybe about a year and a half into our junior year, or yes, into our junior year.
Well, during the year and a half, there were a number of intermissions. They were basically because of me.
And then we went our separate ways, and we had not met, seen each other, or talked to each other for all these 55 years. So I married, and I moved to Superior, Wisconsin.
And I spent 55 years having 7 kids, lived in Arizona.
Then just recently,
we reconnected. It was by accident, and I was talking to Dick Tusher. Dick said, John, I gotta go, we're going out to dinner. And he said, you won't believe who we're going to dinner with. And I said, who? And he said, Carol Vogel. I said, oh, Dick. I said, for 30 years, I've wanted to see her, if only for 10 seconds, to apologize for what a jerk I was and to tell her I hope you've had a nice life. I said, say hello to her, but I'm not sure she wants to talk to me. And the next day, he texted me her phone number. It took me 3 days to get up the nerve to call.
But he did.
I was in Wichita, Kansas. Now, Wichita and Carroll are about 1,040 miles apart. So it's noon on Thursday, and I want to be in Phoenix 1,040 miles away at noon on Friday.
Yeah.
So I drove for a long time at a high rate of speed, slept for a little while, and got there about 11:45.
He sat on the footstool and I sat on the sofa and we talked 6 hours. Just
She has never changed. I mean, it's 55 years and she's the same now as she was then. I guess I'm probably smarter and I appreciate it more now than I did when I was 19 or 20.
I saw a lot of the things that John is when he was 19 and 20. And many of them are still there, but there's so much more there now. It's just remarkable. You know, at 77, that's not young. And yet we're both real healthy, and I just hope this goes on for as long as it possibly can. For both of us. Have good health and good fortune and good friends.
That'll cover it.
Forever.